I missed my pro card 3 times in one season. I did the South Australian show, I did the national show, and then I did Korea, and I did Thailand. It's been one of the most draining but exciting, frustrating but happy seasons I've ever had competing. Started off in Adelaide and I won the overall bodybuilding title there, which I was super ecstatic about. That was my second time winning that show. And then we went into national. The year prior to this year, I'd come 5th place at nationals. I was then able to win the overall open super heavyweight category. For my age and the placing the year prior, I don't want to skip over that because it's something I'm mega proud of, despite still wanting to chase more and go for that pro card. That put me into the overall at the Australian Nationals, where I came 2nd place. So it was awesome being up there and getting so close to my pro card in my home country. But we obviously wanted a little bit more, so we went into the Korea you guys were there for. And that was, again, a very tough 2nd place, where we peaked me and we brought me in way tighter, way harder, way sharper than Australia, as that's what the judges originally wanted. But unfortunately, we still took out 2nd place in Korea, which led us with a few options. Where to go next, what to do we call it a day? The judge in Korea then told me there was a show in Thailand coming up 3 to 4 weeks away. It was hard going through already 2 very close 2nd places. I didn't know whether to just call it, but we decided, keep moving. If I want to be a professional, I should act like one and travel and compete. Being so close to my pro card twice, why not give Thailand a shot, as it's also a country that's close to my home country, Australia. So we came into Thailand, and again, I'm gonna be honest guys, I think we missed this peak slightly. In saying that, the guy that won, hands down to him, he was an absolute machine. He took my breath away backstage. I looked at him, I said, man, you know, you're gonna be hard to beat regardless of me being on. But again, we took out 2nd place in Thailand. I don't believe I was my best package. I think by then, what had happened is my body started moving sideways. Okay, I don't think what we were using, the tools, the tactics, the strategies you implement when you're in a prep, I don't think they were hitting the same. I just don't think my body was responding. The fatigue was high. Sleep by then had been pretty rough for a few months. Training had been inconsistent in terms of volume, overload, and we'd done a lot of travel. Being in Australia, shows aren't close. So I just think my body wasn't as responsive as it usually was, and the signs were there. The fatigue was building as we were peaking into that show, and we just missed ever so slightly. I was full, I was big, which is what we wanted, but I wasn't sharp and I wasn't hard, which I usually am around the same weight we were on stage, which was 120 kilograms for Thailand. Now, I'm not going to ramble too much more about how the peak went, how the prep went, what went wrong, what went right. That's not the point of this video. I'd genuinely be lying if I said the Thailand show didn't hurt coming 2nd. Of course it did. Because when you put your everything into something, when you push your body, your mind, your relationships, your business, you even sacrifice a lot of the healthy things you should be doing in life on a daily basis, and you get so close, it's hard not to genuinely think, what the fuck else do I need to do to win? And I think anybody can relate to that. But I've also always, in these times, been able to ask myself, where is the lesson in this? Now, I want you guys to know this is in everything, not just bodybuilding. You can be pushing so hard for a result. You can be killing yourself for a desired outcome. You can just be working and not feel like you're making much progress, or not feel like you're moving toward the right direction. But take my word for it when I say, that doesn't mean you're not making progress. That doesn't mean that you're not winning. It doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing and you're failing. It just means you're being built for it. I set a goal for myself at the start of this year to be a professional athlete. I didn't necessarily set my goal just to win a nice shiny cardboard and then call it a day in bodybuilding. I set my goal to be a professional athlete. And one thing that all these failures are teaching me is how fucking hard it is to be a professional. Because I tell you what, every professional loses, and every professional takes the loss on their chin and they go, where the fuck can I be better? Where can I learn from this? Where's the lesson in this loss? And that's exactly what I'm doing. A professional athlete travels the world. They compete at a high level. They get close to winning. Sometimes they win, sometimes they don't. And they continuously get better. And that is literally exactly the life I've been living. So yes, I don't have the pro card. Yes, I'm not a professional athlete just yet. But I tell you what, I'm being built to be one. And if there's one thing I can take from this whole experience, it's to let go of attachment when it comes to your goals. Set your goals and just relentlessly work toward them through all failures, and never stop. Don't stop. And I truly do believe if you're your best, then you'll get what you want eventually. It's just a matter of when, not if. Especially when I reflect on my season coming so close to 25 years of age. I mean, it's easy to be fucking proud when you're winning. It's easy to have a record month in business and be like, fuck yeah. It's easy to get the gold like I did when I came off Adelaide Nationals and be like, fuck yeah, I'm on top of the world. I'm proud of myself, all my hard work. Like, I put in the reps and now I feel good because I've got this gold medal to show for it. But you know what? Sometimes it's hard to be proud of yourself when you think of the sacrifice you made in your relationship, your business, your life, your health, your sleep, your stress, and just your efforts every single day. And you see a silver medal, you see a bronze medal, right? For some of you guys out there, you see a fucking 5th place medal, whatever. It's hard to look at that and go, I'm proud of the sacrifices I made. But I truly feel like that's what defines somebody's true character. And that's what either makes them or breaks them to be a professional athlete. And that's why I'm going to take the challenges and the lessons I've learned from this to continue being a better person, to help my athletes, to help the people around me, and to pour that discipline and to pour that love and all the support you guys have shown me back into my relationships, back into my business. I think something else I've learned is, hey, you can take something seriously, but that doesn't mean you need to be so hard on yourself about the outcome all the time. Right? So I can get up early and I can train, I can be hardcore and throw weights around and eat my chicken and rice. But like, I don't need my personality to shift into somebody that's, you know, not grateful for life and not abundant and not fun and doesn't have a smile on his face because the outcome doesn't always go his way. And I really think that's a good attitude to have, and it keeps life a little bit lighter. And I think what we all need right now is just to feel a little bit lighter in life, but still achieve and set our sights on achieving greatness, whatever that means for you. So the plan going forward from now, because I know you're all going to want to know what that is, it's either going to be a growth phase, it's going to be a health phase, it's going to be a bit of both, or it's going to be choosing another show at the end of the year. I'm taking this week completely off, resting, relaxing in this beautiful place. You can see that I'm in with Ella. I'm going to get back home, send check-ins to my coach Chris, and then we're going to set a game plan. I think I need more muscle. I think I need more mass. And I'll tell you why. It's not because this right now can't achieve a pro card. I could chase one, but then what? Would I be competitive as a professional bodybuilder? No. I'd have to go back to the drawing board, rebuild some of my lagging body parts, and just more importantly than that, build more mature mass so that when I do competitions in the future, so that when I travel, so that when I string competitions together like I've done, I don't lose so much density. I don't lose so much maturity, because that's something in bodybuilding we forget as well. Weight is cool until you get on stage, right? How does that hold? How does that show? How does that actually maintain when you do show after show after show, when you're depleting, refilling? Does that mass hold on? So I think to be competitive as a bodybuilder, as a professional open bodybuilder, I need more mass anyway. And my time in this game is not set to be here for 1 fucking minute or 1 week or 2 weeks. It's here to be for a long damn time, and it's to compete at the highest level I can one day, which means I'll need more mass regardless. Before we recap this, we're going to transition into something that I think will be fun. I think it'll be interesting for you guys. It's easy to hear the bodybuilder talk, the personality behind the social media page. But I think what's even more interesting is to hear the closest person in my life, Ella, ask her some personal questions and just see her unscripted responses, because she's seen it all, she experiences it all. And I know a lot of you bodybuilders have partners out there that would probably experience the same things. So it might be nice to hear her perspective. So let's transition into that.
I'm nervous.
This is killer, guys. I've never done something like this. Okay, so I'm going to read and then Ella's just going to answer freely. So obviously, you guys all see the photos, the placings, the trophies, the food, etc. Right? But Ella actually sees the day-to-day of prep. Every day, the tiredness, pressure, mood swings, stress, the times where I'm doubting myself, the whole 9 yards. So we're just going to ask broadly to start with. From your perspective, what was the season actually like?
Well, I think comparing it to other seasons, this one felt a lot more serious. I feel like you really lived every day as if bodybuilding was your life. It became your lifestyle rather than we were just in a prep. And I felt like that kind of lasted a lot longer than a normal prep would, because you kind of started that approach when you first signed on with your coach, which was December, I believe. So yeah, it felt a lot more serious. But having said that, I think you kind of carried the responsibilities in a lighter way. I know we grew a lot. I know you maintained more of a healthy lifestyle and a healthy balance this time a lot more as well. And although it was physically and mentally still hard, probably physically your hardest, because I felt like you've never trained like
Training,
before.
yeah.
Doing 2 sessions a day and doing
Yeah.
intensity for such a long period of time.
Yeah.
I felt like this is probably the most enjoyable one for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get emotional for the next question. Maybe what was the hardest part to watch?
Probably the career show. I knew how hard you'd worked for that show, as you do all shows, but specifically this show, and having been in the audience cheering you on, hearing everyone else cheering you on, you being in first place for most of that show right up until the last second. So we all kind of thought this was it, this was your time. I also felt that you looked your best, and I felt that you looked the best on the day. From being unbiased, that's how I felt. So I just knew how upsetting that one was going to be. I felt like that was going to cut deeper than any of the other shows, and I knew coming off stage that was going to hit you really hard. So I just felt for you.
What were you most proud of? Tearing up.
I think I was most proud of watching you really create the life you wanted this prep, and kind of navigate combining your life and being a bodybuilder as one, more so than you have before. And then obviously just watching you grind every day, doing all those mundane things that people don't see, whether it be going to the gym at 9 p.m. because you worked all day and you still had to do your second training session, or, you know, getting 1 hour of sleep while you're sitting at 5 liters of sweat and then having to get up the next day and do it again. So yeah, I think all those moments kind of accumulate and make me feel really proud of you.
Well, well, the next question was, what did people not see behind the scenes? So I guess she answered the late night training sessions, the early mornings with 1 hour sleep, and even the things that go wrong in personal life. There was lots that went wrong, guys. Like, just to be real with you, like I basically almost tore my quad. I got a huge hematoma mid prep. None of you guys heard about that. I didn't announce it once, because that's not what I wanted to make the prep about. You know, I had a very close family member pass. You know, days leading up to one of my competitions, didn't post about that. Still not going to, because that's for me to hold within me, and that's for me to take the energy and use however I want to use it. So there's lots of things that you guys don't see behind the scenes that Ella's right beside me for, and I think she answered a couple. I think I threw a few more in there, and I think that's a really good answer, and that's a really good question as well. So the last question: what do you think I need now?
Holidays. No, but seriously, I think you need some rest. I could tell coming to Thailand that week that you weren't your normal self in peak week, and I felt like you maybe were kind of slipping backwards a little bit, not making as much progress as we thought, not being as reactive, all those kinds of things. So yeah, I think you need rest and just recovery and time to grow. I mean, you have been so close so many times now, but you're still not there. So I'd hate to see you push forward again and miss it by that much again. So I really think some time off, some growing, coming back out, being unbeatable is what we need to do.
I agree. And guys, you always got to remember, and I think it's a self-intuitive thing and a self-awareness thing. Yes, I've been this close this many times, but you don't know how much closer it's going to be until you go backwards, or until something goes wrong, or until you push your health too far, or you push your limits too far. I think you all need that intuition, and you need to listen to yourself, and you need to actually figure out what's clicking and what's not. And I don't think I'm clicking on all 8 cylinders anymore. I think I'm clicking on like 4. And I'd hate to start clicking on 2 and then 1 and then fucking none. So sometimes one step back, right, we've all heard the saying, take another 2 to 4 steps forward is the necessary, and that's probably what I'm going to do now. So thank you guys.
I'm officially a vlogger.
And we're checking out.